Manhattan. Now, New York has a new problem.
Welcome back to 31 Mad Days of Terror. As always, I'm your host, the titular Mad Silence. And we did it. We survived the atrocity that was Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. Well, at least I did. Some of you may have had the luxury of never watching it, and only having my review to go off of. So how is the infamous follow-up that was apparently disowned by its own director for being such a giant disappointment? Well, let's just say I wouldn't have disowned it if I directed it. Sure, it's nowhere close to the best film in the franchise, but I enjoyed the journey we took alongside Jason to the City of Dreams. I didn't even mind how most of it was set on a ship, because while Manhattan is in the subtitle, the change of scenery we get in the film is such a breath of fresh air, no matter where it may have taken place, especially after drowning in the absolute cesspool of a cinematic experience that was the previous installment. The movie does still suffer quite a bit in multiple areas. The kills take a while to get good. The title only reflects like 10 to 20% of the film, as stated earlier, and the final girl is a step down, even from Sevens. Say what you will about The New Blood, and I mean, I have. But Tina and her actress made that film just the tiniest bit more watchable. Then there's Jason's revenge. We're supposed to believe that Jason is actually after the final girl because she left him for dead when he grabbed her after she fell in the water. Not only is this stupid and convoluted, but how old is this girl supposed to be? Because I'm pretty sure that whole reveal does nothing but poke massive holes in the series timeline. And look, I know Friday the 13th's relationship with consistency isn't exactly existent, but had the final girl been Tina, like was intended at one point, this installment wouldn't have had to tie itself into knots just to justify Jason's revenge, including the visions, which feel like such a blatant product of Tina's inclusion in the script at some point, to the point where they're nothing but a confusing inclusion within the finished product. Do I have to talk about the look of Jason? Fine. And then there's the film's titular villain, who looks great through the majority of the film, and then it's mask off and just
Look how they massacred my boy.
Okay, with all the worst things about the film out of the way, let's end on some of the good shit. Kane Hodder as Jason is always great. I also love that the Cyto Deadite, don't worry, I'll explain in the next review, is just soaked from head to toe during a good portion of the film. Then there's the kills. While some are definitely underwhelming, especially the early ones, the rest are great. The film is at its best when it's having fun with the material and not taking itself all that seriously. I mean, one of the characters punches Jason repeatedly for like a good minute before being killed in one of the most cartoonishly over-the-top ways in the series. So yeah, while the plot and characters may all be pretty dull, the kills, settings, and some goofy-ass scenarios and moments save this from being something truly mediocre. So who wants to talk about the most bizarre, out-of-left-field installment of the whole franchise? No? Well, if I had to watch it, I'm making you listen to me rant about it. So I'll see you back here tomorrow. In the meantime, feel free to like the video, leave a comment, positive or negative, and maybe even subscribe if you haven't yet. But until next time, this is Mad Silence, signing out.
Look, you've got to call the police.
There's a payphone in back, but it's broke. Look, you don't understand. There is a maniac trying to kill us.
Welcome to New York.